Well, I think about because I moved so many times, just trying to figure out the whole school thing, or back and forth from my mom to my dad's house, or moving out with a whole different family just because I got into it with mine. When I hear "it's so good to be home," I think back at my mom's house on McLaughlin. That's like the first thing I think of. Back to I don't know. I love this park. This park, every time I look at it, it's just like I feel like my eyes are sparkling. I got kicked out of schools. I was moving to different cities to go to different schools, and nothing was really working. Once I turned 18, I dropped myself. I dropped out. I went to the school and I withdrew myself, and I wasn't going for a little bit because I didn't see no point. I didn't have a car. I had got kicked out. I didn't see anything going for me, and then some time went and I enrolled myself back into school, and then my grandpa started having complications and he ended up passing away, and I went down, so I dropped out again, and then I just started thinking about it, and my grandpa, that's all he wanted was for me to graduate, so I went back to school. I finished. I did it a year late. I was a super senior, but I graduated from Foothill High School over there on the east side. It helped me get my job now, because where I'm working, you can't get it without that diploma. I know what my grandpa wants. I know he watches down on all of us. I know, what he wants for all of us, so I just try to make that happen for him. Thinking about doing a little dry cleaning business for myself, like an at-home business type thing, because, I know all the homies around here from, every side of town, they take all their stuff to the dry cleaners because they want their stuff to be crispy and, creased, so they can wear them again. And I know how to do it at home. My stepdad, he does his stuff at home. I've watched him before. I watched him do it. He learned how to do that while he was locked up, and I'm just gonna take it to my advantage to bring in a little extra money, but also I'm doing something for everybody in the neighborhood, because everybody wants their stuff clean and crispy, so it's just a bonus on everybody really, but it's gonna put some extra money in my pocket, so might as well. My whole mom's side of the family, we listen to if you wake up early on a Sunday morning to freestyle, you better get your gloves on because you gotta start cleaning. But yeah, my mom, oldies, freestyle, old school funk, all that stuff, that's what I play when I think of a backyard boogie type thing. Like, I don't, there's some new music that I could get to. I can get jiggy with that, but it's not the same as some Lisa or James Brown or anything. I mean, it gets under my skin sometimes, just because if you grew up successful with like you had no type of struggles in your life, you didn't have to watch your mom go to school in the morning and then come home, change real quick just so she can work at night, just to keep the roof over our head and plates on food on our plates. I don't see why you're trying to not downgrade yourself, but put yourself in a situation where like you don't need to be, like we have the cars that we have, and we're proud of it. Like we love that, but it's not like we didn't. I don't know how to explain it. Like, we love it. It's a beautiful struggle. Don't get me wrong. It made me who I am today, and a lot of other people too. But I just don't put yourself in that position where like you want to make it look like you had a struggle when you could be living a beautiful life right now. Like you could be living. I don't know. The way I look at it is, I have my car. I have a 1993 Cadillac Sedan Deville, and that's just ghetto fabulous to me. That's how I want to get with the style. A lot of people they started wearing their Dickies or their Ben Davises because they see everybody else doing it at lowrider shows and stuff like that. I know like your stuff ain't even creased. What the fuck? Like, you ain't even doing it right. If you're gonna do it, but do it right. Don't just do it to play along. Because there's people who we talked about this before. Like, I don't know how many pairs of Dickies in my closet right now, but they're only $25, and I'm more than satisfied with all of them. But there's people out here, they want all this designer stuff, and honestly, like, I don't hate on it, but like, I could care less about any of that stuff. That stuff don't mean nothing to me. It's just, I don't know, don't try to put yourself in a situation where you want to look like you've been through some stuff when really you live. That makes me think of my man that's locked down right now. He's been sitting for, a good enough amount of time. He still has some time to go, but, he knows. I remind him every day that, I'm out, I'm out here. I humbled myself a lot ever since I got with him. I don't, I'm not out there. I'll go kick it sometimes with the homies or some of the homegirls or whatever, but it ain't, it's time to grow up. I'm ready to, settle down. And that song where, yeah, I just think of, the day, like you said, the release day, the day he's gonna come home. So good to be home. Yeah, I just, he's gonna be with me. That's for sure. That's for damn sure.
He ain't got no choice,
yeah,
huh?
he ain't got no choice. I don't know if he thought it was prison talk at first, but it's more than that now.
That's right.